webinar, The Research Process from planning to presenting. I am Shahryar Ahmed and I am part of the IVPN Student Professional Development Committee, and I'll be the moderator for this webinar today. Before we start this webinar, I'd like to let you know of the following. This webinar will be recorded and you can access the recording on the IVPN network website, which I'll share shortly in the chat box. So I'll give the link in the chat box in a couple of minutes. And this webinar will also encourage you to become part of the IVPN network by joining any of our listservs within the IVPN network website. As IVPN student, one of our goals is to cultivate future pharmacists of exceptional caliber by providing them with a range of professional development opportunities. These experiences are designed to prepare them adequately for the development and competitive uh, pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so I'll start off by introducing the speaker for today's webinar, which is the talented Dr. Zinia Kawa. I hope I am pronouncing it right. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hayar, for the opportunity. And I just would like to give a special thanks to the IVPN Student Professional Development Committee for such initiatives.
Yeah. So Dr. Zinia Kawa is a teaching assistant and working as an academic pharmacist in Kyrgyzstan Technical Institute and its Department of Pharmacy. She is also a career specialist at the same institute. In addition, Dr. Zinia is a researcher and reviewer for several manuscripts and serves as a mentor for research interns and students worldwide. Dr. Zinia graduated with a bachelor's degree in pharmacy from the University of Suleimani in 2022 and has been working in several national and international organizations since 2019. And currently, she is the advisory board member in IVPN Network Clinical Research Listserv and Public Relations Officer of IVPN Global Health Listserv. So, with that being said, I'll hand over the podium to Dr. Zinia and we'll start the webinar officially. So, over to you, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Good evening, everyone, and esteemed colleagues from my side. So today, I'm really delighted to be with you to explore the principal foundation of the research writing from the very beginning. Because you know that it's clear that research field is important in any field that we have to uncover the new information or even to answering new questions. So, and more significant to try our best to include more people and engage more professional in this regard, especially helping them out to learn from the scratch. So yeah, this is the title of our presentation for today. And this is my profile, as I guess Ahmed is also mentioned. Before starting the presentation, I just would like to ask this question and start the presentation by these questions, by saying, why do you want to do research? Or why do you want to learn about research? Because the answer for this question is something that really significant, and it will lead you to keep your discipline, and even not only discipline throughout the journey, but will help you to motivate you to learn and attending those courses and those seminars are related to research learning. And I just would like I would like to know your answer. So please drop down in the chat box and let me know. And probably you want to do research because it's a part of your graduation project as you're last year in college, or probably you want to do research because it's a mandatory part of your research thesis during your master degree course. So let me know, why do you want to learn about research and why you are here today with us to learn more about research. So I'm waiting for your answers and I'm going to read it. No one? Okay. I want to join academia. Nasser said this. Good one. Okay. Definitely, doing research is so aligned with academia and will help you to let's say jump in this world. And yeah, it's a good one. New findings. That's great. The one from Mukadam. So yeah, it's really important to try to having additional information or try having and finding for the paper and for the literature. Yeah, I totally agree. An essential part of my graduation project, yes, I mentioned this. However, guys, do not just see research as a mandatory or obligation part. Please try your best to enjoy it, and throughout the whole presentation, I'm trying to tell you how you're just engaging with this area passionately. Okay, Muhammad said, I just missed the one from Muhammad. I'm joining the R&D department, and this webinar will help me in the research process. Good one. It's a good opportunity to know the scientific method of thinking. Okay, good one. I might join the research department. Research is the fundamental part. Okay, good one. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your participation. Definitely, this answering this question, as I mentioned before, it will help you to start this journey, and meanwhile help you to keep your discipline through the journey of research writing. Because to be honest with you, research writing is a long journey. This is a process that the long process. However, keep your discipline. It will help you so much, and the purpose that why you want to do this research is so important, and especially if you want to have an impact, especially a positive impact in your field, probably through your community. So let's begin. Okay. So what's research and why we need to care about research? Actually, we have a number of definitions that talking about the research, but I want to just pick up a general one that cover all of the aspects, which is saying research is a formal and valuable process which is employed to either want to find a new information or finding, let's say, a new solution or interpreting new factors and relationships for a specific research problem. And definitely the research purpose is a statement of why this study should be conducted. So this question should be bear in mind in your way, because the why of your statement or the why of your study will help you to distinguish your paper from the other papers or the other manuscripts. So bear in mind about the goal of the study. And definitely, we have the several research purposes that we want to implement research generally, but these three probably are the most common one, which is the first one. We'll go to the exploration. Okay, so the exploration, what does that mean? Actually, it means that to investigate a subject or concept. So we want to just investigate those kinds of things or investigate a new method for your study. And the second one is a description. We have a certain or specific method, and you want to support this method by adding more data and analyzing them according to specific needs. And the third purpose probably will go with the explanation, and this one is more common with the undergraduate study or graduation projects among the undergraduate courses. So it will be just about explanation or giving a new information or new knowledge or perspective for a specific method or study. Okay, so let's talk about the research writing journey in a whole, then trying our best to specify a little bit on each one of them. So writing a research paper requires to demonstrate a strong knowledge about the topic. So please bear this point in mind, that a strong knowledge about the field that you want to do research on and doing it is so important and crucial to help you give new insights or give new impetus for your study. So the following steps will assist you to begin this journey from choosing a topic until going to the proofreading. So I'm going to talk about each one by one. Sorry. So first one, choosing a topic is so important, and we always advise the research interns and research students to wisely select their topics. And before trying a selected topic, it's so important to have adequate information about this topic or this title. And after that, you are going to do some research in the various databases that we have, and like, for example, Medline, PubMed, Google Scholars. Definitely we have several other databases as well. So let me just attach these steps to an example, a real example of the one. So probably most of you guys are from a medical background, so that's why I'm just trying to focus on a healthcare or medical example. So probably you'll very like into the childhood diseases, okay? And this is your broad topic, and then you want to try your best to find in literature or doing some researches in various databases about the childhood diseases. You know that we have several different childhood diseases. Just I'm talking about like an example, like Down syndrome, like juvenile diseases, like malnutrition, chickenpox, whatever you think. We have so many. So this topic will be your main or broad topic. So please start from a broad topic, then step by step, you're going to narrow it down to a specific title and specific thesis statement or research question at the end. And then after you decided which let's say field or which part you want to focus on, then you are going to do a preliminary reading on. And do not forget that it's so important to have adequate information about the topic that I have mentioned. It's not just because you are interested and you are just going to do it. I agree with that, but it's better to have enough information about the topic because it will help you to search in the literature. Then passing to the preliminary reading, you are trying to read the general articles and you are trying to do searches, like general searches in the literature, to find and gain new information. Sorry, to gain information about this topic that you have mentioned. Probably, as I mentioned, you have the childhood diseases and you would like to talking about these sequence of diseases that I have mentioned before, like malnutrition, chickenpox, and etc. And after that, why you do this step? Because to make sure that you have enough paper or study to support your study or support what you want to write, okay? Or probably you want to also along with that, to find what is not mentioned in the literature, try to use this as a research question or as a research thesis, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Okay, the third step will be the mind map of the preliminary reading. The mind map will be just based on your preliminary reading or based on what you have read on literature. You are going to draw up an outline for what you want. For example, we have mentioned we want to talk about childhood disease. Probably you'll be finding more information, just like an example, on juvenile disease, just like an example, and you're more into and you'd like to more talking about this disease. Okay, so now we are just needing to saying that, okay, we have this disease and we have how the mechanism of the disease and the sign and symptoms and etc. until the end. So include any important and interesting provocating pointers, and definitely from this step, you need to generally structure for your manuscript, as I mentioned. For example, in introduction, I'm going to talk about this. And in the method of the study, definitely we have several different type of the study, which I guess in the next sessions, Dr. Garris will be more into it and will be talking about them in detail. For example, like a review article, like cross-sectional, like cohort, whatever you think. So we have so many things. So it's so important to set up your method just generally for the first time, and then talking about the result and the discussion and until the conclusion. Okay, so based on what you have did in the mind map at the preliminary reading, you have to be able to develop a research question or a thesis statement. What's research question? Research question It tells the reader that this study is distinguished and is not a repetitive work like the other one. Okay, so it will be the main idea of your study, why you do this research, why you do this study, why you wanted to conduct it. So this point is so important and is so crucial to take care. Okay, so depending on the previous steps, as we mentioned, you're going to know what gap or which space will be left in the literature to mention your, or let's say to develop a research question and develop your thesis statement. And as well, thesis statement is the main, as I mentioned, as a main idea of your study. Okay, after doing that and after doing your thesis statement or developing your research question, you'll be able to do an extensive searching in the literature. So now you are looking for the very detailed information about the points you have. Probably, guys, in the research question, you want to mention a specific class of medication that going to treat the juvenile disease or using in the juvenile disease. Okay, there's the general one. And you want to a little bit specify it or narrowing down to only one medication, or let's say with the most effective drug that will help in the juvenile disease management. So will be your research questions, just like an example as well. After that, you're going to do an extensive literature in this regard and heavy research. Definitely, you can use not only online and electronic resources, you also be able to use reference books, newspaper articles, and etc. So remember to take notes and write important points and examples as well, because examples is something that you really needed to support your answer. Okay, so after doing that, in just like literally in each passing each step, you need to make sure that everything just align with each other and not deviated from each other. Okay, so make sure about that. So matching the mind map with the thesis statement is so important. To be honest with you guys, during my review process, I saw some drafters that at the beginning they mention a thesis statement, okay, and when I just go down to the like result and discussion part, I see nothing really related or nothing just answering the research question or explaining or exploring the thesis statement. So this is really a big problem, and it will just ruin your work, and you need to just repeat your work again, because there's nothing alignment with the mind map they just drew up and the thesis statement or the research question. So take care about that. After that, you have going to start drafting. Start drafting and start by writing your first draft. So at this point, you need to be able to just determine the very specific things or outlines for each of your title. Like what? For example, as I mentioned again, you need to mention that juvenile diseases is also part of the childhood diseases, okay? And this is the mechanism of action, okay? And we have the sign and symptoms and etc. until you reach the point that for the treatment and management of the juvenile disease, we have several medications, and the most effective one, and then you just starting from what you have need, which is the research statement or your research questions. After doing your first draft, definitely, guys, in the first draft, you probably have you facing some like lack of the information or just not very detailed in your draft. It's okay, because you have the revision part, and then we have the final draft writing. Okay, so in the revision part as well, you need to read and revise and make sure that your ideas, again, just take care about this point, that your ideas are clearly organized and the idea will clearly flow until the end. Not, for example, probably in the introduction, you have a paragraph, let's say several paragraphs, and the first one is so different from the second one, just like one from north and the other one's from south. So where. So just please make sure to your ideas will be clearly flow, and no worries about this. This skills will be learned by doing and writing more and more papers. Okay, so every single paragraph should have a single topic, and please just keep in mind that when you are just starting the different paragraphs, for example, in your introduction or your background part, make sure that each paragraph starting with a key sentence to start, because as I mentioned, if there's no sentence in it, so that will be really a big paragraph without making sense indeed. Okay, after the revision part, we have the writing final draft. The final draft is so interesting, this part as well for me, because you're at just a point that you're okay, I'm done on one of them. However, still more revision or more review process will be left, but definitely is one of the interesting stage. Okay, writing the final draft by making sure all provided data are valid. So important, and make sure that any information on any data that you are going to extract it from the other papers, make sure that will be valid and reliable and will be cited as well. Please, if you are going to let's say forget to cite an information or data, it will be really belongs to the plagiarism, and it will just ruin your reputable and ruin your work. So never try to this. Just please make sure that every data or every information that you extracted from other papers will be cited, and those papers will be valid at the main time, because we have several predatory papers that we have. So please make sure and seek a mentorship in at this point to say that this paper or this journal will be valid to extract information from. Okay, so the last part will be the proofreading, which is you're going to do the checking for grammar, punctuation, correct word choice, and etc. Just like in a grammatical things. However, we have several AI tools that will help you to do this. So seek a mentorship as well for doing this. Probably you want it, or probably you just doing it, but make sure please do not copy and paste every for your, or your original work to another AI without making sure that this AI tool is reliable or just trusted. So please keep in mind not to damage your work. Okay, so for now we have just ended the stages and passing to the general manuscript structure. And definitely what I'm going to talk about is general one, but probably you see other papers which is not like this and not following this sequence. Totally okay. It depends on the content, it depends on the author, and sometimes it depends on the journal guideline that they ask you to follow a specific steps or specific structure for your manuscript. Sorry. Okay, so academic papers are like our classes. As I mentioned a little bit before, you're just trying to start your studying or start writing your draft by let's say widely and broadening it, okay, and then specific and narrowing down until you to a tight and focused thesis statement. Okay, so and then after that, in the not in the result exactly, but in the last parts, you'll be just broad it again a little bit to cover everything that you have mentioned in your paper. Okay, the common structure for writing research is like the following, but definitely, as I mentioned, we have also several other structures. So the first one is the title page. When you are ending the writing of your, let's say, when you're ending your final draft, you need to prepare a title page, which will be including the informative, concise and informative title, and list of all authors and co-authors, and then with their affiliation. So just look at this paper. For example, is an extracted paper that I have extracted from the internet. Okay, so as you see, here we have the title. is clear. And the one below them, the sentence below them, is the name of the authors and co-authors. And then as you see, these sequences from 1 to 7 is their affiliation. Affiliation means that the place of their work, like university, like institution, and yeah, the place that they were affiliated in. Okay. And also we have another thing that I would like to mention, probably someday you're just curious about knowing it. This star on the first author, if you can see, this means that this person is a corresponding author. What's corresponding author? Is a person that will make the communication and connection between the paper and the journal, okay? So this person is responsible for communicating with the journal, and probably sometimes will be one or two corresponding authors. It just depends on it, okay? Then we have what abstract. Actually, abstract is a summary of what you have done during your study from the very beginning until the end. So it'll be the summary of your work, and make sure that the abstract will be written in the very last part. I mean, after completing all of your study, I mean, in terms of the main text, then you're going to write the abstract, and make sure that the abstract should be excluded from acronyms and citations. So what I mean, for example, as you can see from this example, it's an abstract part. Definitely, it also includes some abbreviation, as you can see, like AI, like POC, like IOMT. But you see that the full form of the word of the abbreviation has been mentioned. So bear in mind that despite we not most, I can say that almost all of people knowing that what's AI stands for, like artificial intelligence, but still it should be mentioned and should not be only an abbreviation or an acronym will be included in abstract without the full form to be mentioned, okay? And also there's no citation or references for your information, because it's a summary of your work. It's not a new information or additional knowledge for the paper, just a summary. That's why it's not including the citation or the references. Okay, then we have introduction. Introduction or background is just including the background information. As I mentioned, probably you want to talking about a little bit with the juvenile disease and mentioning the disease itself, like a definition and those things that we have mentioned a little bit before. And then you are going to state your objective or goal of your study. Probably you want to, this paper's aim is to evaluate the most effective medication for this disease, or whatever your thesis is, you need to mention. Just like generally, between the introduction section will be between 4 to 5 paragraphs with 25 to 30 references, but definitely, guys, it's not restricted and should not be only stick it to this number. No, just like an overview for you to give an idea what will be going on. And I guess that the introduction part will not be appear here, but it just a little bit in the corner will be same, okay? But definitely, as I mentioned, it's just changeable and it's based on you and your theme or your topic that decided how many paragraphs or how many citations should be included, and also sometimes depends on the journal guidelines main time. Okay, so after that, we have the materials and methods, which is one of the most important sections of your paper, and you're telling people how did you conduct this study. And so we have different methods, as I mentioned, for the research. I don't want to reveal all of them, so just keep holding on until the next sessions, inshallah. And then in this section should be describing the materials that use. If you have an practical, let's say practical study, you need to mention your materials and what method that you have been using it, and clearly mentions it, because your method should be duplicated by the other researchers, by other people. So should not be something that is totally hidden or something like this, or unclear in some points. No, definitely should be clear and concise for let's say, in the section, so that can be duplicated by the other researcher. And you can also include the criteria for inclusion and exclusion. Inclusion means which criteria should be used in your paper, and the exclusion, for example, you are mentioning we just excluded a specific population, like probably your study on the childhood, so you're saying only we just we have the age range of from the 1 month to 5 years, or not from 5 years to 18 years. So it's based on you and based on your study. Okay, so we have after that we have another section which is called result, in which this section you're going to discuss the findings of your study. So main time in this section should be tell the reader how your let's say what's the answer of your research question. So why you, as I mentioned in the introduction, you have mentioned your research thesis or your research questions, but at the result part you need to mention what the answer for your research question, and it's often shown in table or shown in figures or any other numerical data that can be appear, and sometimes not related to it, as I mentioned, it's based on the methods. And then we have the discussion part, and in this section you need to interpret and evaluate the result of your study, and you need to highlight how the answer of how you just answer this question. Okay, Danima, okay, we just knew that what's the answer of your question, but now in the discussion you need to mention or explain how this answer will be a good one or suitable for the research question. So you need to interpret, okay, and to show how they relate to previous study. And also you can just mention the limitation of and weaknesses of the study. And the last part, we have the conclusion. So in conclusion, remember, please do not mess up the conclusion with abstract part, because abstract is a summary of your whole work. However, conclusion should be briefly review the argument that you have created, but it's not a summary. You're not going to mention from the very beginning at the end to say, okay, this is my conclusion. Otherwise, it will be equal to the abstract. So not be a different or distinguished section. So make sure to only review the argument that you have built, which is also depending on your thesis statement or the main idea of your study, and it will be your final pitch to audiences for your main idea, as I mentioned. And the last part, the very last part, we have the references. Probably you have seen this in a paper. We have at the very last section, we have the references. And please, again, I'm just repeating this. Make sure that those sources that you're going to extract information will be valid and will be reliable. So please seek mentorship in this case. Okay, we are overly near here. So let's talk about research skills. We knew that how to start this journey, like beginning and some basic steps. But definitely for starting any work to do, some skills are needed to help you throughout the journey. So here we have several research skills, which is help you to be more quickly and more swiftly be able to answer a question or solution or adding a new information to literature. So we have the different examples of research skills, but I just mentioned these pointers, but definitely we have so many more. The first one is searching for information. Guys, this one is so important, because if you don't know how to search, you cannot be able to find information, and you cannot be able to conduct your study. And make sure that you'll be able to be a good one to searching for information, and make sure that you will use a variety of keywords to looking the information in the literature. For example, I'm giving you this example to make you more clear. If you want to talk about the digital health among a certain community or among a certain country, only for the word digital health, we have several keywords that using the same type. For example, electronic health records, is also belongs to the digital health. Electronic hospitals is also belongs to the digital health. Mobile health is also belongs to the digital health. AI and machine learning in healthcare in very specific application that we have also belongs to the digital health. So by using a variety of keywords, you'll be able to find more information and case studies for your research paper. So make sure to please familiarize yourself with the topic that I have mentioned. That's why we said knowing adequate information about the topic is so important, because you know the variety of keywords about it, and you can use these keywords to search in the literature for. Okay, then we have the attention to details. Please, when you are doing your preliminary reading, do not searching for example in one of the databases, just scrolling down like a social media. No, please, you need to attention to details and will be full focused to writing the details. Okay, so also make sure to whenever you have full energy, then try to then try to read in the literature about for searching for information. The third one is taking notes. It's also so important to be able to how to take notes from the paper that you're gonna read. Because if you are just highlighting everything in the paper, that will be really useless and will be time taking. So you need to just be able to extract the details and take notes with it. Okay, so that's why it's called taking notes. And then the other one that we have, the writing skill. Actually, writing skill is not only about writing itself. Okay, one of the skills which also belongs to the writing skills is the flow of idea that I have mentioned a few minutes ago. It's so important. Your ideas will be like a series to each other, not your introduction talking about your let's say two first paragraph, or your introduction talking about something, and then the rest of your paragraph will be talking about something which is not even support your thesis statement. So that's why it's called writing skill. However, as I mentioned, this skill will be learned by trying and writing more and more and more papers. So give yourself time to learn these skills. Even I'm the one that's trying to learn more in trying to learn and gain more information for this skill. So do not worry. And then we have the time management. Time management is not only for research, but definitely is a significant skill for every aspect of your life. But definitely during your writing, your study is so important. For example, if you just put a schedule of like 5 days or 7 days for writing like 2 or 3 papers, to just doing your preliminary reading, or for writing your first draft, please stick it to it. Do not deviate from the schedule and try to stick to the schedule. Okay, then communication skills. If you want to be a good writer, you want to be a good reader. And a good reader also coming from how to communicate with other people. So please make sure that you have a good communication skills and how you are going to deliver your message to the readers that when you are writing your study. So it's important to be known about and to be aware about the message that you want to deliver to your reader for your study. So also, we have the finding right mentor. Please make sure you have a mentor and a guide throughout your journey. Even I'm just working under the supervision of several different mentors to help me grow more and more day by day. So please make sure to finding the right mentor and starting from your university, probably professors. If not, you can just go to the LinkedIn. LinkedIn platform is a great way to just gain so much and amazing mentors meantime. So please use this platform. And also, I just would like to share this tip with you. Please do not ask a broad question to the mentors, because it will just boring them and making them not to be able to answer you efficiently. For example, do not tell them, please, I don't know how to start research writing. I need someone to help me. Okay, it's good to seeking help and assistance, but by asking the broad questions, it will not help you at all. For example, you can start it and you can just go and finding in on internet, or probably this kind of workshop is really helpful for you. Just try to learn how to start, and then after starting, try to just do write some paragraphs and trying to select a topic, and please show your mentor saying that, okay, I want to do research and this is my example. So basically, do not speak or do not talk, instead showing them that you are passionate and you are interested in this field. Okay, so it's also one of the tips that I have utilized so much. So showing them instead of talking or speaking to them. So, okay. Then the last one is adaptability. So important to adapt yourself and suit yourself with your colleagues, with your co-authors. Sometimes probably you have, if we are just going to do a study with a great number of co-authors, probably just in some point is uh, you'll be having a little problem. So it's so important to have the adaptability skills to your mentor and to your colleagues. Okay, so we are in a step that I'm telling you an assignment. I know it is not a university, but I want to give you this opportunity to start your journey from now on, just from this minute. So please, if you can just screenshot this link, that would be great. If not, let me know that I can put it in the chat box. This published paper, which I just removed the abstract part. So please, like 5 days or 7 days, you'll be committed to read the whole paper from the beginning, okay? And then do your best to what you have understood or what you have gotten from the paper. Just based on your full reading, try to write an abstract for the paper, okay? Probably you're asking me how to evaluate it later on. Okay, it's okay. That's so easy. Just try to put the title of this paper in the Google, and it will be showing the full version of the paper, and you can compare your abstract to the other one. So please do not let's say do not get energy or just losing disappear, like saying that, okay, that my first abstract was so bad or something like that. It's okay. It's a beginning of trying and writing research, because I remember 3 years ago when I just wanted to start writing research, I just started from this stage. So probably this stage also helpful for you to start your journey. Okay, so the last one we have William Beveridge then saying, the research workers or the researchers remain a student all his life. So I want to tell you just clearly that being a researcher just makes you to be a student for the rest of your life. And it will give you the opportunity to always learn from any paper or any published work that I'll be going to do, or you are doing it by yourself. So just like an SC, this field is just like an SC. Every day you need to something to learn about it, and still I'm the one that I have so much struggles and challenges during my writing, but I'm doing my best, and I hope you'll also be able to do your best to continue and to start this journey. So I don't want to take your time so much. So thank you so much for listening. And below information, like contact information, is my email and my LinkedIn profile if you want to connect, or if you have further question that you'd like to have it directly. So now I'm open for your question, and thank you so much.
So
Ahmed, sorry, I can't hear you.
I was saying that anyone who wants to ask any question, they can raise their hand and then we'll unmute them.
Okay, so I see some of the questions in the chat box, Ahmed. Would you like to read it or I'm doing it by myself? Okay, so I see a question that's saying if abstract is exceeded for more than 350 words, what should we will do then? Actually, Hamza, it's based on the in this case based on the journal guideline. So we need to stick to the the journal guideline that you want to submit your study for. So it's based on them. Some of them they just allow it to having such word count is for the abstract if it's like in a meta-analysis or some type of reviews. However, if it is your study method, if it's commentary or opinion piece, definitely should be reduced for like 100 or 150 words. So it's based on the journal guidelines, not it's based on this. Okay. I want to find another question. Okay, I'm just going to share the link with you in the chat box just in a minute, please. Okay, Muhammad saying that how to find research gap, especially in the context of writing a research proposal for foreign scholarship or master, especially when you don't have mentor to help. Actually, I'm always advising to having or finding a mentor. As I mentioned, and I just using to you can just seek it for your university professors, or if not, we have plenty of mentors available to assist you on LinkedIn platform, so you can just reaching out to them. However, for answering your question, how to find a research gap, actually based on your reading. How whatever you are just reading about your topic, if your topic you know a background information on your topic and you know how to search in the literature by using the variety of keywords, so I guess by reading you will be able to find the research gap or your thesis, research thesis or research develop sorry research questions for your paper or for your manuscript. And guys, it's also not always about finding a gap. Okay, sometimes, as I mentioned, the research purpose, we have several research purposes. Probably some is for exploration, a new concept, or probably for explanation, or probably for description by giving more data about supporting a method. So it's not always about finding a gap. Probably you want to give more explanation about research method which is existing itself, or you want to doing as an explanation by adding information about this specific one. Okay, then I'm trying to, can you please stop dropping? Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, guys, I'm just going to.
Hello, Dr. Zinwa. I think just Ahmed lost connection, so I'll ask the questions we have him.
Reading and writing just spontaneously. So just please try your best to continue on reading and writing until you just reach a step that you will be able to write with the flow of your idea and with the minimum problems. Okay. I'm just trying to capture more questions.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I was out. My internet was out for a couple of minutes, and unfortunately, I missed a couple of questions as well.
Really? Oh, which question? Sorry, I didn't aware.
Yeah. I think there was one question from Hamza Zafar that if the abstract is more than 350 words, then what should we do?
Okay, so for answering this question, again, I'm saying that it's based on the journal guideline, Hamza. It's just based on them. Probably some of them just allowing such a word count for your abstract if it is a meta-analysis or if it's some types of the review. However, if your method of your paper is a commentary or opinion piece, definitely should be reduced like to 100 words or 150 words. So it's based on the journal guidelines that will tell you how many words or how many word counters should be included. Okay, and the next question, what was that, Ahmed?
Next question is from Nasir Botepan. I think I'm pronouncing the name right. So he or she are saying that can I write an article review by myself for a journal without being supervised by someone in the university?
Right. Okay, actually, for the first time, I'm not recommending to do it only by yourself because it will just make you to be demoralized and just let's say waste your energy and getting demoralized. So please try your best to seek mentor. As I mentioned, you can either find your officers on doctors or not. You can just using the online platforms, especially LinkedIn is so helpful and is one of the platforms that I utilize it so much for finding mentor or for those people that helping me and guiding me through the way. So please using the platform. I'm not recommending to do it only by yourself for the very first time. Thank you. The next question, Ahmed, please, because
Okay.
cannot see.
The next question is from Aisha Ahmed, and she says that my question is on how to conduct a literature review without getting overwhelmed and ensuring that you describe the literature review adequately. What is your process for this? And additionally, in which part of the article do you discuss the literature review? She's asking how much literature review one should do, and in which part of the like article or your publication you should discuss, and how much literature review you should discuss.
Okay. Actually, Aisha, it's okay to getting overwhelmed through the journey because, as I mentioned from the very beginning, it's a long process. But by knowing the purpose of doing or conducting this research, it will help you to keep your discipline. And also, having a mentor or having an active co-authors help you to write down your study will help you to stay motivated through the journey. And the next question is, what's your process for this additional part of the article? Do you discuss the literature review? Actually, I didn't mention the parts of the methodology, but I'm just talking generally about how you're going to do your preliminary reading until you're just going to the proofreading step. So I guess you just missed this point. Is probably you'll be able to watch the recording later on.
Okay, so Hamza Zafar is asking again on how to find a research mentor for students, because here in Pakistan, if you share some idea related to your studies, your teacher or supervisor reaction will be like, it's not your age to do a research study. Like he's asking on how to find a research mentor for oneself at undergraduate stage.
Okay, to be honest with you, the same here in Iraq and in Kurdistan, in my country. When I was, I remember when I was a second year in college, when I wanted to do research, everyone told me that if you want to do research, you need to have a PhD and more to be an efficient researcher. But no, now I'm a bachelor degree holder. and I'm a researcher. So it's okay. Definitely you will facing this kind of mentors, but that's why I mentioned you need to find the right mentor. You need to approach several different professors until you're going to find the one that actually willing to help you. Or if you didn't find any one of them or didn't respond to any of them, it's okay to using the online platform as I mentioned, like LinkedIn. Thank you. Okay, the next question.
So Nimra Naseem asked that can a research topic can be out of your discipline?
Actually, it is okay, but I recommend to better to be in your field. That's why I just mentioned this. It's one of the steps to begin the research writing journey, to having adequate information about the topic. If you have an adequate information about the topic, then probably you can go. But definitely with the supervision of someone that expert or in this field that you want to do the research in, because definitely at the end of the day you will not be aware from the all aspects or the all corners of this discipline. So it's better to be with someone working which will be expert in this field, but definitely it's better to by yourself be having a great background about the topic. Otherwise, if not, it's better to work on your discipline. Next question.
Okay. Next question is from Suleiman Abdurazak. He says that during writing research, the part called literature review always poses a threat to newbies. Can you please elucidate on that?
Okay, as I mentioned, one of the best strategies that I have used was that setting a topic, the broad topic, then step by step, based on my doing literature, I try to narrowing down the specific titles. So if you are just fastly for right, let's say trying to read about the very specific information, probably you will not be achieving. Definitely, I'm talking for the beginner, probably not the same for the experts. But it's better to just starting from broad topic, then step by step narrowing down to the specific question, and then try please to use a variety of words to search. That will be really helpful to find and more information, which was called keywords. So in that case, that's why also I'm mentioning this again and again. Having adequate information and enough information about the topic or about the field that you want to do research about is so important, because it will help you to have a lot of words or keywords to find in it. So it's a way. And also, if you're still having a problem, please seek mentorship and seeking assistance from your co-authors or from your supervisors. Next question. Any?
Okay, so Aisha Ahmed is asking, how do you draft a good message to ask for a mentor on LinkedIn while remaining respectful?
Okay, actually, this one is the question that we have a lot of ways to asking a mentor to be with you, but definitely you can search on Google or on how to just draft a good message for the mentors on LinkedIn. But as I mentioned, I'm just going to restate this message as well. Please make sure to not asking broad question, like how to start doing research is so broad. You need to ask, let's say, specific questions on them. For example, probably you say, I just conducted this study, or I just read it on this study, and I want to do a review or do a commentary paper on this method, or doing just mentioning something like this. So you need to be specific with the mentors, and it's better to show them what you have done for your question instead of only telling them and waiting them for answer. So that's it.
Yep. Okay, so the next question is from Muhammad Alma Hamid. He says that do you have to be in any institution or to do a research or literature review, or can you do it by yourself? And if so, how do you publish it if you are alone?
Actually, it's regarding the affiliation. Yeah, it's your student. One of my papers. When I conducted, I was an undergraduate, so I just mentioned my university name. It's okay. It's my affiliation. But now, when I just graduate and I'm working as an academic pharmacist from somewhere else, so I just mentioned my affiliation there. It's okay. It's changeable. No worries about that. However, I'm just also saying that please do not saying that I'm alone and how to do it, because for the very beginning, it's quite, I'm not going to make you threaten, but it's just telling you that it's a complex process. So to not to get demoralized or lose your passion for this field, it's better to work in with the mentors and with the other co-authors. Do not work alone for your very beginning, and even you cannot be able to continue. So don't do that, please. Seek a mentorship. I assure you, you can find it. I assure you, you can find it, but definitely probably needing more time and needing time to just finding them. So don't lose hope, and just continue. You're going to find it.
Okay, so the next question is from Nimra Naseem. She says, what AI tools researchers or you people are using to make review articles successful?
Actually, I didn't catch up the question. Please, can you repeat it?
She asked that which AI tools are people using at the moment to publish their own researches?
Actually, your question is a bit too broad. We have the several AI tools that will assisting you, not for publishing. Just keep in mind about this. Assisting you as an assistant tool for helping you to write your study, but it will not help you to just exactly publish. Now I will publish it for you. No, definitely no. For example, as I mentioned, we have several AI tools like Grammarly, for example, that will help you for proofreading. And then at the end of completing all of your work, we have also another AI tools, which is called Turnitin, that will help you to tell you if your resources are valid that you have mentioned, or what is the percentage of the plagiarism, or those things. So help you to not more into the plagiarism way. So those kind of AI tools, as I mentioned, is helping you and assisting you through the way. And also we have another AI tool that would help you to summarize during your literature review, help you to summarize different parts of the paper that you want to read. Okay, but I'm not going to share the name of this AI tool with you, because first you need to learn the main process, then you need to use those kind of AI tools to continue further. So please start it from the link that I have mentioned. Just let me put it in the chat box, as I mentioned. So yeah, thank you. The next question.
Okay, so it's a question from me. Actually, I wanted to
Okay.
ask that are a good number, or how many publications would be a good number to be known as a successful researcher?
Actually, being successful research is not related to the numbers, okay? It's related to the quality of your papers. So please do not rely yourself, or do not stick yourself to the number of the researcher. Instead, trying your best to learn day by day about each steps of the research from the very beginning until the end, until you just getting this. Otherwise, it's not related to the number of publication.
Okay, so the next question is from Omnia Mohammed. She says, or he says, as a student, I know all the basics of scientific research, but I have never started doing research due to the lack of mentors and lack of qualifications in the country. How can I start? Are there any institutions that support students to begin scientific research?
Okay, actually, we have several different institutions that will help you. So please try to find it on internet or on LinkedIn. And please, guys, do not rely yourself on saying that I'm living in an underdeveloped country and just lacking research and lacking expert. Please do not say that, because it's based on you. How you are going. I assure you, you'll find someone that will be perfect match. I mean, in terms of being a mentor, a perfect mentor for you to help you throughout the journey. So just only the process needs more time. So please go with it and make yourself qualified, and read on literature. Read on Google to how to draft a good message for the mentors, or how to approach the mentors. By using those kind of strategies, you will be able to find the right mentor, because at the end of the day, you need someone to mentor you, to guide you You can actually, I'm not saying 100% you cannot do it, but actually that will be really difficult to hold on without a mentor or without a guide. So do your best to find one. Okay, I guess that we have done.
A final question from Mahta.
Okay.
She says, I just wanted to ask about how to learn reference management and how to learn using softwares like Mendeley.
Okay, so not only Mendeley, we have different referencing tools. Not only Mendeley, like Zotero, like EndNote. It's okay, just Google it and write down how to make the citation or how to do referencing on Mendeley, for example, or on EndNote or in Zotero. We have the different referencing tools. Just will tell you, even they will show you as a very efficient and high qualified video.
Okay, thank you. The next question is from Mohammed Wail. Actually, he has two questions. The first one is, in developing research question, is PICOT formulation useful? And the second,
Sorry, was some interruption happen? Can you just repeat the question?
he says that in developing a research question, is PICOT formulation useful? I think PICOT or PICOT formulation.
Actually, dear, we have a lot of approaches that we are going to use for it. But yeah, probably it can be helpful. Just try it, or but I didn't use it by myself. It's okay, but you can just do it, or you can just try it by yourself. And also, guys, we have also another approach, which is called SMART approaches. You can also stick to during your writing your study. It's different and various approaches to help you to shape your writing and shape your outlines. So just please go with them, and you can get utilizing from them.
Okay, so some people are asking that is the assignment link requires some permission. If you
It's
could
okay.
please grant.
I will give you the permission for all of you after the meeting.
Okay.
Then your
So
permission, so I will give you access later on.
okay, right. So Hafsa is asking, as a student, how can we start our research journey since we can't do clinical trials? I mean, the results would be based on trials we did.
We can start research journey. Actually, the whole presentation was about that, Hafsa. So you need to just look at the recording. However, regarding saying that since we can do clinical trials, I mean the results should be passed by. Actually, it's based on the not just from the very beginning trying to jump to the clinical trial, because it's one of the difficult methods that can be using for conducting a study. Probably you can just starting from a commentary or opinion piece, which is very brief and very concise and clear. Probably you can just starting from them, then passing to the CAP study, like doing cross-sectional knowledge, attitude, and practice of something like the way, and also doing a questionnaire or a survey. Just it's based on this. So, however, do not think about clinical trials. It's too advanced for now. However, it's a good one to just think about the other simpler methods. So I guess it was the last question, Ahmed, right?
Yep, I think that was the last. Okay, I think all questions are done. So yeah. So I wanted to express my gratitude to Dr. Zinia for delivering such an incredible presentation. Your insights have been enlightening, and I'm confident that our participants have gained valuable knowledge as well. I believe we covered all the questions for now. And once more, I'd like to extend my gratitude to you for the insightful presentation, Dr. Zinia. You are a wonderful person, and I'm sure that we'll all be able to see you more at IVPN and our webinars, inshallah. Your presence is sincerely appreciated, and we hope that you found that every one of you, every one of the attendees found the presentation to be highly informative as well. So thank you, and have a great weekend ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys, and I'm open to be connected on LinkedIn if you want it, or if you have further questions on my email. So bye bye and have a great evening. Thank you so much again, Ahmed.
You're welcome. Allah Hafiz.